Hey everyone, it's Mattie. I was recently able to attend a grant writing lecture webinar, specifically focused on how to find grants and specific kinds of grants, public, private, federal, local, so on and so forth. And I wanted to share some information with you that I learned, specifically some resources that I think are really helpful to have on hand. I know that grant writing is not a major responsibility of a lot of us, but you never know when you could use it in the development space. So I want to share that with you. I'm not going to focus on any kind of corporate grants of some sorts because I know a lot of us who work with corporate partners are just sent them directly, and we all have experience with that. So I just, like I said, wanted to mention some super quick resources for you guys to have if you ever come across wanting to search for any kind of particular kind of grant. So I'm going to start with federal grants. Now, I will say I was on the call with a lot of smaller organizations. And so I did notice that something we do really, really well is our work with City Hall and our connection with local representatives. So that is definitely a plus. But I wanted to share house.gov and senate.gov. These are two sites that are going to be really handy in finding your local representatives and connecting with them, but more specifically, finding grant information that relates to your area. So if you go to house.gov and click on representatives, we're going to hop on down to Virginia. I'm just going to click on some names that have budget in their committee assignment. That's very important when it comes to grant writing. So here we have a Bob Good, and typically it's either under kind of about issues or most likely it's going to be services. And then boom, grant applications. So a lot of them will either have direct grants that they fund and or support, but a lot of them are also just going to have really general kind of vague information. But the good news is most of the general information is going to be on grants related to that specific area. So, how best to find information. So, how to write grant proposals, searching foundations, all of that. And these are also really great resources to find specific grants and so on and so forth. So, for just to show another example, we'll click down here on Jennifer Wexton. Again, services and grant applications. So again, kind of has that general information for you to kind of follow and see if you can get any information out of these helpful resources. So that's specifically through House of Representatives, and Senate is essentially the same thing. So you're going to click on senators. I just click on contact because that's what I'm looking to do. And then you have Virginia, boom, you click on them, you go directly to their page, services, apply for grants. And then here is more information on how to get involved, where to find grants and key federal funding sources, and so on and so forth. Like I said, we already do a really good job on the federal level as an organization, which is great, but never hurts to have more information on where to find info. And that's also grants.gov. So this is the homepage. Grants.gov also just has really great resources for you to look into grant writing. So they have a lot of community blogs. This one's how to apply for federal funding. They also have this really great one that I already read through, just grant writing basics. It runs you through all the key steps on how to write a really nice grant. But most importantly, here, if you go to search grants, this is going to house almost all of the federal grants that exist. And so you can come over here if you already know the keyword that you're looking for, or if you were given an opportunity number, but maybe you can't find the grant itself, you can type that in there and find it. But over here, it has all these other criteria options. So we can select that we're a 501c3. We could probably, most likely, it would be around health and so on and so forth. You can select the agency if you know that too. Now, this is going to be a little bit more vague over here in the keywords. You could probably type in Virginia and that will help narrow it down. But a lot of these grants are also multi state. So it's not very restrictive, which is good, but it's also very broad. So definitely want to look for key opportunities here. But this is, like I said, just a really good resource to have and go look at when needed. So those are the federal grant sites that really stood out to me. And now I just really want to focus on community foundations, cof.org. I hope that most of us know about our local community foundation. I know Richmond is very close working with us. We are working with Hampton Roads Community Foundation over here on the beach, and then also kind of branching into the Suffolk Foundation. And there are even a few more just in our area too. So really great resource here. Most of the time, the community foundations do a lot of funding themselves, and then a lot of local foundations will go through the community foundation to give funding. So definitely a good organization to have on your side. And even if they're not directly funding you, definitely want to stay in contact with your local community foundation and just keep them updated on the work that we're doing, inviting them to local events, and so on and so forth. But this is their site. Again, has a lot of great information, lots of fun upcoming events. I also love the in the news tab because if you're looking for ways to engage your community foundation and haven't gotten a great grab on it yet, you can go here and get ideas on how other people are interacting with their local community foundation, and you can use that to engage yours. But really quickly, I want to touch on resources, specifically the Community Foundation Locator. Of course, you can go and Google and just type in Community Foundation near me, but this is a really great way to just get more direct information. So you can also put in the zip code, the city name, so on and so forth. But I just wanted to showcase to you guys how many community foundations we have all over the place. I'm not sure if we go any more west than that. So Radford is going to be about as far west as we go. Um, but then if you scroll down a little bit more, it has really great information. A lot of them will at least have emails associated, addresses. Let's go to the one that I know already, Hampton Roads Community Foundation. You can click on it and it'll take you directly to their website where I'm sure would have further contact information. And that will also give you updated work on what they're doing more in your area locally. So really, really great information housed on this website. I definitely encourage you to go check it out and definitely reach out to your local community foundation if you have not already. And then also start looking for some grant opportunities. The last site I want to share with you guys is if you are interested in kind of exploring more grants and what that looks like and how to write them and how to find them and so on and so forth, tgci.com is a really great website that has a lot of training and webinars and things like that. They also have, if you scroll all the way down, just a quick little free resources. So, what is a grant proposal? Where's the money? And how to find your correct funders. Something that they said to us in the training was you could be the best grant writer in the world, but if you're applying for the wrong grants, then you're never going to win them. And I thought that was really telling. So, I got a lot more information in the webinar, and I'd be happy to share it with you if you guys are interested. But these were really just the key websites and resources that stood out to me. So I wanted to share them with you guys as soon as possible. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions or want to share any information, just let me know. But I hope you guys found this useful, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.